Here is Danny, and today, like always, I was talking about Battlefield 5 on Twitter, and someone asked me what I disliked the most about the game. So I asked them if they got an hour. And I listed 5 things, because that fits nicely with the name, I guess. Well, it was technically 6, but that's more of an overhauling point, to be honest. However, because I'm not just negative, and Battlefield 5 also has good stuff, I also listed 5 additions that I quite like about Battlefield 5. So I present to you my top 5 things that I like and that annoy the hell out of me in Battlefield 5. Let's start off with the good things, however. Number 1, the fortifications. Being able to rebuild cover after it has been broken. Also create new pathways, for example on Rotjeknor at the rail bridge. I hope this feature will return in the next game. Maybe make it a little bit easier and quicker to build stuff. Or even better, more places to select or even build at the place you want. Number 2 is crouch running. Go faster than crouching, but you're still a bit harder to hit than standing up. That is the good stuff, to be honest. And for number 3, the game has some nicely detailed houses, with tables, pictures, books, etc. Like here on Narvik, for example. Something that was honestly missing in the previous games in my opinion. Number 4 is the RSP, or the private matches. That are gonna be free, whenever it comes at least. Means I can hold some nice community events, where we can all play together and stuff. At least if you guys want. And as last, for the positive top 5. That the little bit of content that we actually got, including the Battlefield 1 weapons, are free. Hey, I'm Dutch, I like free stuff. But I also like a lot of stuff, so I still kinda support premium, you know? And now for the fun part. The stuff I don't like about Battlefield 5. Keep in mind, these are all my opinion, so don't get your nipples in a twist. And the thing that I hated most, the physicality, aka the animations for everything. From getting in and out of vehicles, where it actually ruins the vehicle gameplay. Not just because you can't bail out if you're about to die, but because repairing your own vehicle is basically suicide. In Battlefield 3, for example, you could pop smoke, drive a tad backwards, quickly repair some health and continue the fight. In Battlefield 5, that is nearly impossible. It also makes transport vehicles way less useful, since they are kinda made for a quick in and out and a way to quickly go to the point. It also sucks for the medics who have to sit through an animation, like revives weren't rare enough. However, in my opinion, it is totally fine for the buddy revives. Maybe that's a thing that I should have added to the top 5 good things, huh? Well, bit late for that. Another thing that is when a explosion happens, you can get knocked off your feet, even if it is a friendly V1. Or for a long time that you had to run towards a ammo crate and press E. Wow, so immersive. Number 2 is attrition. Not just because of the limited ammo, it is also the lack of self-regenerating health. You get punished for winning a fight. And of course you got a extra medkit, but that on its own turn also ruins a lot, like the consistency of gunfights. For example, you shoot a guy with your last bullet of a revolver and deal 51 damage. You quickly reload and hit him again for 50. Normally he would have died because the regeneration wouldn't start for like another 5 seconds. Too bad, he could quickly regain a little bit of health thanks to the little medkit, making him survive that extra shot. With as a result me getting insta-yeeted by his shotgun. And it also ain't fun to keep running to supply stations. It is not teamwork, it is not skillful, it is not tactics, it is just annoying busy work. This mechanic also gives medics effectively 120 health points, since they can indefinitely spam their meds. But enough about that, time for number 3. The mandatory bipod on some guns like the MMGs. Pushing players into the most campy, passive and most annoying playstyle doesn't make the game more fun. Nothing wrong with bipods per se, but don't let a WoW class be forced to use them. Bring back ADS for MMGs, but give them high recoil or even some of Battlefield 1's mechanics. Like for example big max LMGs, weren't a big issue in that game. Mostly because you couldn't use them as a 100 bullet assault rifle, but they weren't completely useless either. They were just better with sustained fire, where bipods could lower the field recoil. But like I said, they weren't completely useless when running with them, like in Battlefield 5 when you aren't bipoded. Which was nice and helped the gameplay. And for number 4, it is the vehicle gameplay, being in my opinion the worst it has ever been. Like, this really deserves its own video, but a TLDR is, they are sluggish, slow, unfun, and just like MMGs pushed into a very campy playstyle. Hence why basically every tanker is camping on the side somewhere, which isn't fun for the tanker and for the players who are playing on the other side. And also just the way they have to stabilize for like an hour after moving just a little bit. People say, yeah, if an enemy can run circles around you, just turn your tank with him. Besides that it would obviously expose your butts to unsafe sites, it also ruins your own aiming because of the stabilizing stuff. Doesn't help that due to all the classes being able to damage a tank, the tanks are being even more defensive. But like I said, this should be a completely separate video, so subscribe if you want to see that I guess. Number 5 are the explosives. From one-hit kill Piats to frag grenades to AP mines, spammed everywhere in a small cluster. What happens to, I don't know, aiming and using your gun? But I did hear from a little birdie that it's gonna be nerfed. But who to blame? Me? Westy? I guess time will tell. And as last, the massively conflicting design choices. Like, the game has no idea what it wants to be. Basic infantry gameplay is HDHD, for example, due to the unlimited stamina, running around quickly and whatever. Then the vehicle gameplay tries to be a little bit more realistic, with slower tanks and planes that react more realistically to gravitational pull apparently. But it also has completely boomer mechanics, like the bipod MMGs, attrition and all the animations. Stuff that you expect in a game like Arma or Squad, not a Battlefield game. Hell, there is a reason that Squad even exists. Because some Battlefield 2 players didn't like what DICE was doing with Battlefield 2, so they made their own more realistic mod, Project Reality. Eventually making their own game, which we all know now as Squad. So yeah, those are my top 5 favorite and least favorite things in Battlefield 5. But that's all I got for now. This was Danny and I see you on the Battlefield. And maybe as a bonus I would like to add the time gating, removing or limiting content just for a short while. It just doesn't feel good to me. Anyway, subscribe and stuff. Yay.